Hello everyone. This week's Parsha is Parashat Toldos. In our Parsha, there's the story of Rivka and Yitzchak. They didn't have children for 10 years, 20 years, but 10 years she couldn't get pregnant. Afterwards, 10 years she was supposed to get pregnant. She did not get pregnant. So what did they do? They went and davened, Yitzchak and Rivka. Each one of them went to the other side of the room and davened to Hashem. And the pasuk says, "Vayetar Yitzchak laHashem lenochach ishto." They both went to daven, and "Vayetar lo Hashem vata Rivka ishto." Vayetar lo Hashem. Hashem answered Yitzchak's tefillah. The question is, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu answer only Yitzchak's tefillah, and he did not answer Rivka's tefillah? So Rashi brings down the Gemara. The Gemara says, מכאן אנחנו לומדים שגדול תפילתו של צדיק בן צדיק מתפילת הצדיק בן רשע. The Gemara says, it's bigger the tefillah of a tzaddik, a son of a tzaddik, than a tzaddik, a son of a rasha. Yitzchak, as a tzaddik, a son of a tzaddik, his father was Avraham Avinu. But Rivka, she's a tzaddikas, but she's a daughter of a rasha. Her father was Betuel. So a bigger davening of a tefillah of a tzaddik ben tzaddik than tzaddik ben rasha. And the question I ask, how could it be? Why? Tfilat tzaddik ben tzaddik is bigger than tfilat tzaddik ben rasha. We all know that במקום שבעלי תשובה עומדים, אפילו צדיק גמור אינו עומד. That means in the place of בעלי תשובה stands, even a tzaddik הגמור won't be able to stand over there. It says in the Midrash, whatever I just said, it says in the Midrash, it says in the Zohar. So, how could it be that tfilat tzaddik ben tzaddik is better than tfilat tzaddik ben rasha? So the Siftei Chaim, Reb Chaim Friedlander, a very big Talmud of Rav Dessler, a Bichtav Meliyahu, says like this. He explains what's the inyan of tefillah. He says the inyan of tefillah is like this. When you stand in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, you have to understand and feel that if out of Kadosh Baruch Hu, you won't be able to reach anything. That means there's people that stand in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu and say, Kadosh Baruch Hu, I'm rich, I have enough money, I have a few houses, I'm smart, I'm a doctor, but I have a small problem. Could you please help me? That's not the way you're supposed to stand in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You need to stand in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu and say, Kadosh Baruch Hu, nothing I will not be able to reach if you won't help me. I won't be able to reach anything. That means you have to stand and understand by yourself that you're nothing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu could give you everything, and only if He wants, He will give you. If you won't want, you won't be able to reach anything. That's the idea of the feeling. So, to get to this feeling and thought, to think this thought and this feeling, it's very hard for a tzaddik, a son of a tzaddik. Why? Because a tzaddik, a son of a tzaddik, he thinks that he has a schut avot. His father is a big tzaddik. His father was Avraham Avinu. He's a big tzaddik. But this girl, that her father was a rasha, it's very easy for her to reach this thought and this feeling. Why? Because she knows that HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't give her anything because her father was a rasha. So how she could reach it? Only because she will feel that HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't give her anything. But a tzaddik, a son of a tzaddik, he could think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu owes him something because his father was a big tzaddik, Avraham Avinu. And even though he goes and stands in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, nothing will help me if you won't help me. So to reach and hit that level is very hard, because it's very hard for him to mevatel atzmo, to feel that he's nothing without HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even though he went and feel that feeling that he thought that he won't be able to reach anything without HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it feels better. It feels better and bigger to feel and easier to reach and be answered. So that's the inner of tefillah. The inner of tefillah is standing in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and feeling that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't help us, nothing will happen. And I will finish with a small story. There was a girl that she was a daughter of a rich person. He had a lot of money, and she went to go out to shidduchim. She wanted to marry off a Talmid Chacham. She wanted to marry off a Bachur Yeshiva, a stark Yeshiva Bachur, that he will sit and learn. Derech HaTeva, she had the money. Her father will give a house to the Bachur, and she will sit and learn. The problem was that her father had a friend and work that hated him very much. And he went all around and went to all of the yeshivas and said, this girl, don't get close to her. She's not a good girl. She's not sanua. She's not good. She's just went all around and said how this girl is not a good girl. And she was a very good girl. So, as days go by, no shidduch comes up. No one wants to marry her. So she had no options. She married off a glon, a chauffeur, a cab driver. She married off a cab driver. But when she went down to the chuppah, she said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ani lo zachiti. I wasn't able to be zoche, to get a Talmid Chacham husband. But I'm davening and I'm praying very hard that give me sons that will be Talmidei Chachamim. And she finished her tefillah and said, Laluvat nefesh toshia v'mira be'amenu. Laluvat nefesh, miserable soul, please help her. And she was zoche. 4 of her sons were the Gdolei Ador. The story that I'm saying now, Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky used to say it. 4 of her sons were Talmidei Chachamim, very big Talmidei Chachamim. One of them is Chosen Yeshua. One of them is Bala Amudei Or. Every time he signed his name, he signed it miserable, Aluv, and his name. He first wrote Aluv in Hebrew, miserable, and then he wrote down his name. Why? Because the story that his mom said in her chuppah, Aluvat Nefesh, she called herself Aluvat Nefesh, miserable. She called herself, and she davened to Hashem deeply and said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please help me that my son will be Talmidei Chachamim. Bezrat Hashem, we all will daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we will feel in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we cannot able to reach anything if HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't want to help us and give us. Shabbat Shalom.